Jackie's entire reputation and her livelihood depend on her ability to promise to keep her rooms clean and free from COVID-19. Once people have checked out, she fills the room with ozone and ultraviolet light to kill any germ hiding anywhere. And then, just to be extra sure, they go in and disinfect everything. In these times, there is no alternative. So do you think people find this reassuring?
Well, I hope so, yes. I mean, I think that people are desperate to get away. They want to come and visit the Lake District, and they just need to know that where they're going is exceptionally clean and that it's safe for them to go into those rooms.
This was the Lake District just 2 months ago, virtually deserted during lockdown, the tourism industry on its knees. But look at it now, it's always a magnet, but especially now that British tourists have been told they might have to quarantine for 2 weeks if they want to go abroad. Businesses here need them, but they also need them to behave properly. These few weeks before the schools go back in September are absolutely critical for the tourism industry in places like this, much of which is still family run. But of course the great irony of the virus is that the same people on whom they rely to stay financially afloat are the very people who could shut them down if the virus gets in. This is what isn't supposed to happen, large groups ignoring the rules. This pub has already been forced to refuse entry to young people particularly, who appear not to care about the risks they take.
19, 20-year-olds hugging and kissing, and they say they live in the same house. You know, you separate them, you manage to get them a table of 6, but then more join them, then more join them when they end up becoming in a larger group.
A group of what, sort of 10, 15 people?
Yeah, so unfortunately we've had to turn some of them away, especially on a Saturday night, because that's when they tend to come out. You know, just explaining to them, we're not going to bar you, but if you don't follow the rules, we have to follow the rules, so they have to follow the rules.
This is what's supposed to happen. Wait your turn until a table becomes free, put up with minor inconvenience for the greater good. But it isn't these people the tourism industry is worried about.
There are a few people who have clearly have less regard than would be ideal for distancing, which is sad, because the last thing we want is to put any of our people here at risk or any of our visitors at risk. And certainly if we do have any businesses that need to close or operate a further reduced capacity, it puts them at risk as well.
It's happening all over the UK, not least where the hot weather is driving people to the beach. Look at the difference between the south coast of England and the Costa in Spain. Confused rules and public indifference are putting at risk the health and livelihoods of the people making sure tourists have a nice summer holiday. It hardly seems a fair deal. Laurence, Al Jazeera, in the English Lake District.